Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome to the live broadcast show. My name is Niyi Dunmade, founder, CEO, Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps churches grow healthier through empirical assessments, trainings, and strategic blueprints. I want to thank you for hooking up with us this morning, this Monday morning, with a continuation on our focus for the month, which is low commitment church turnaround. You see, at some point in the life of a church, they are going to experience some form of low commitment from their volunteers, workers, or staff. And because we are dealing with people, we need to deal with this issue. Very important. So you're welcome to our Facebook channel. Welcome to our YouTube channel. And so we want to just continue with part 3. If you have missed part 1 and part 2, please make sure you go to the Facebook page, get to the YouTube channel, and then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel also. Go to our social media handle. You're going to see it. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who is liking our posts, who is giving us a thumbs up, sharing us to your contact, your community, your network, your colleagues, your friends, to a pastor who is someone you respect. I'm so grateful for sharing our content out to those people. God bless you as you do so. And so we have been talking about the 14 things you should never be ignorant about low commitment church. How do you turn around the impact of commitment because of the COVID? COVID has made churches not to have the kind of delivery in terms of commitment to the ministry workload that they have in the church. As a church grows, there will be more responsibilities, there will be more job roles, job functions, and there will be a lot of ministry workload. And it is also healthier to have volunteers or workers to do more of the ministry workload than hiring staff at every need of load that you see in your church. So once you have a congregation, instead of thinking of how to hire somebody to pay, the church needs to leverage on letting their members discover their potentials and then serving God with their potentials and let God actually do the reward, because every laborer is deserving of his reward, of his wages. There's a tension between leaders and followers that I want us to explain. You see, if you want to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. And sometimes we have leaders who have been leaders for too long and they've lost touch with the spirit or the essence of followership. And so sometimes, even when a leader is a leader, the leader who is not also following another leader will not be a good leader at the position he is. And so that tension between leaders and followers is very important. Good leaders come from great following, great followership. But when a leader is not concerned about the influence he has to the followers who are following him, the reality of the knowledge of following, that people he's not following someone, then he can become a bad leader. So how do we make sure we turn around low commitment in our churches? You see, you have to be able to drill down to those who are passive, those who are not active in the church. Your church must be able to have a system to know those who are absent, to know those who are passive, to know those who are having low commitment to ministry that is assigned to them. If you don't have that system, there's no how you begin to address this major problem that most churches usually go through. I mean, you should have a system to be able to know those who are coming to church, and then to also know the frequency of how they are coming to church. Because Dr. Sam Rayner said, he said one of the reasons why there's major decline today is the decreasing in frequency of attendance. So you should have a system. In my church, we had clocking device. We had quite some tracking unit responsibility to know the rate at which people come in. You see, when people want to, in my training, I say, when people want to hit the back door, they don't hit the back door the day they hit the back door. There are symptoms in-house that if the church just has the needed people skills, you can actually be able to stop somebody from hitting the back door with the body languages, with the body signs and the symptoms that is showing. And so we need to make sure that we deal with this low commitment. Okay? Now, for us to be able to deal with it, and as much as you know, those who are frequently in your church, those who are not coming to church, those who are absent, you have to also be prepared to lose some members. Okay? I used to say that church growth is not about just increasing numbers. Okay? It's not about just increasing numbers. It is also about taking out the people that will not help your vision. I mean, people who are going to be anti-vision, anti-direction. I mean, it is not helping you to move forward in the way God wants you to move. Okay? So you have to be able to prepare that you are going to lose those people who are not supportive to your vision, who are not who are not committed in their spirit, soul, and body with their giftings, their abilities, and their strength to be able to serve God in your church. Okay, the next one has to be not paying critical attention to the quality of your membership class. You see, membership class is where people get to know more about your church. In my church, in the connection card, we have, do you want to join the church? The options are yes, not yet decided, and no. You see, one of the things I found out that the people who say not yet decided just need quality information to be able to decide to join the church. And so if you don't give them the quality information they need, they are not going to join your church with knowledge. The same thing with yes. Some people who stick yes just because they express a wonderful service, an excellent service. There's that euphoria of the moment to say, I want to join this church. But then to be able to correct that anomaly, you have to make sure that there is a membership class who is able to make sure that every member who is joining the church know what is expected of them. Every member who is joining the church know what is joining into. Every member who is joining the church understand what is expected of them. So let's make sure that we pay attention to the membership class so that everybody coming in knows the standard, knows what is expected. The membership class is not a time for you to lower the standard. Okay, I've seen churches who want to lower the standard because they want more people to come into the church. But the thing is, you cannot keep lowering the standard and then you want to turn around low commitment. You see, one thing I would say up straight from here is that low commitment is, for you to get a high commitment, you have to demand for it. You are not getting it because you are not asking for it. There's a way you are going to ask for it, and when you ask for it, you are surely going to get it. And that is from the membership class. Okay, that is from you form their mindset from the membership class. The membership class is the place where you set the expectation right, you set the deliverables right, you set the standards right, and people begin to conform because you are able to set the standard correctly. You see, when you don't ask for something, just like prayer, when you ask, you receive. When you don't ask, you don't receive. Some people in your church are just waiting for you to just ask. Ask for their commitment. Ask for the level of their commitment. Ask that they should add some little effort to to what you are considering as a low commitment church. So make sure that your membership class is rich, spelling out the responsibility of the church to the members and the responsibility of the members to the church. I mean, this relationship is symbiotic. See, when the relationship is not symbiotic, it's not mutual, then there's going to be some form of demonization. People will not want to get to know what is going on in terms of commitment level. And see, once you are able to engage people at that level, the more engagement you have, the more involvement you get. The more involvement you get, the more commitment you're going to get. I think let's not overflog this issue. Let's go on to the next one. So one of the things I would say, and the next one is, there is a danger for a church to be growing outward without growing inwards. You see, you cannot be growing outward and the church is not growing inward. So when the church is growing as a body, a local church, then the small groups are supposed to be growing. Departments are supposed to be growing. Fellowships are supposed to be growing. Growing outside with no commensurate growth inward is dangerous. And that's why if you are able to detect the low commitment point, because when you have a high commitment point in certain church functions and low commitment point in certain functions, then your church will not be healthy. Your church will not be healthy. Your church will not be healthy. You need to make sure that there is high commitment delivery from all the church functions that we have. I mean, I've been talking about this thing. All the church functions are on the screen: prayer, ministry, evangelism, discipleship, fellowship, worship. Then the bottom side of the fishbone diagram, which is occupational health, that was spearheaded by Jim Biber, resources, onboarding, also assimilation, outreach, leaders, structure, strategy. Let's see how we are able to make sure that as the church is growing, we are also getting the growth from small groups. Small groups are very important. That's a point, that's a place to be able to measure your commitment level. Measure your commitment level. Your cell fellowship leaders, ask them for the commitment level of individuals and then put them, this is active, full, this is passive, and not giving full commitment to the church. And lastly, I will say quickly that volunteers understand the goal. When you explain to them, you see, I've seen churches who have, when they want to employ a full-time staff, they have a job description. You see, one of the things I said last Monday is that for your mission, vision, objective, strategy, goals, job description, all of them must be aligned. Your mission must not be contradictory to your vision. Your job description that are giving out to your staff, volunteers, or leaders or workers must not be in disagreement with your vision and your mission. And so when the volunteers understand the goals, and then we make it clear in their job description that this is what their role is. Because what happens with church growth is that you have to keep revising the roles, stretching the vision, stretching the mission, so that the church is more outwardly focused, avoiding the challenge of being inwardly focused, entitlement mentality. Where you can have more volunteers, more leaders, rendering their service selflessly to advance the kingdom of God in the community. So, whether the person contributing your church is a volunteer, is a worker, or a staff, or a leader, or a pastor, let everybody have a well spelled out black and white job description. The fact that you have a job role, there must be a job description to power that job role. And then look at the chemistry. Look at how everybody's working together in terms of advancing the vision, advancing the goal. Because the thing is, everyone who God has blessed you with is a divine masterpiece, is a divine design that God has wired them with a lot of gifts and potentials to contribute to what your church can do in the community and to have to fulfill the great commission that God has blessed you. Can I say this quickly? That for you to obey and fulfill the great commission, we need people to be committed. We need people to give their best to God. In fact, one of the things that made me to give my best to the church I served as a staff was when I was working in the circular organization. I know what I was rendering as a service because of how much they're going to pay me at the end of the 30 days. But see, we are working for God, and God knows your heart. God knows your intentions. When you are rendering service, He knows that you are giving your best. He knows that you are not giving your best. He knows that you are restraining to give your best. And that's why when I have any opportunity to serve in the church, I give the best, even if they are not going to pay me, even if they are going to, because I know God is the one I'm serving, and it's God that can ultimately pay you for what you have done for God's kingdom. Every believer is specially gifted, and I'll just wrap up with that every church needs to begin to unravel the potentials in all the believers and the disciples God has blessed them with. Every believer is specially gifted, and so we need to begin to unravel. And next Monday, I'm going to talk more on how to unravel some of those things in the church to make sure that you are able to get the best out of every believer, every disciple that is in your church. I want to wrap it up here so that we can stay in good time. Thank you so much for following us up to this point. Thank you for all the comments I'm seeing. Thank you for those who are commenting and liking. God bless you. I sincerely appreciate you. Please go on to our social media handle, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up. You have any church related questions and inquiries, let us know via all the social media, instant messaging, or my contact on the screen. I'm going to show that quickly. Or contact on the screen. Call me. You're a church pastor, bishop, apostle. Let us talk. Let us see how your church can be healthier. Let us help you with excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and results. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our Facebook page. If this video has been helpful to you, give us a like. Do share us to your community. Do share us to your network, your colleagues, your friends, your pastors. Drop us a comment. I've shared what I have to share, but let me learn from you. Drop us a comment in the comment section, and surely I'll be glad to respond to you in the comment section. To be able to get your thoughts quickly. Please make sure you send your questions. No matter how it is, your question can be answered, and I can tell you that we can answer your questions. So we also do consultations, trainings. We also do revitalization, strategic planning. Reach out to us, and then we can help your church. Till I come your way next week, Monday. Please stay blessed, stay safe, and God bless you. I say bye-bye. Thank you so much.